Hi, today we're going to look at You Give Love a Bad Name by Bon Jovi. We're going to look at the solo at the beginning and it's also repeated at the end. So without further ado, let's get in for a close-up. Okay, so the key of this song is in C. So the double dot is an E note on the low E string, and the 10th fret is a D, 8th fret is C. So that's where the song starts from a rhythm guitar point of view. That would be 8 down to 4, 6, 6, 8, to give you an idea. The solo is constructed from a couple of notes borrowed from the pentatonic scale, starting from that same C note. So if we walk up the pentatonic scale until we get to the G string, put your third finger down on the G string, and that's the note that this solo starts from. Do a whole tone bend, release, back to first finger, third finger straight up for the bend, back to third finger unbent, pick it again, first finger, and then third finger on the C, which is the root note, octave of the root note again. So all that together at something like full speed. And at about half speed. So I'd probably break this solo into two halves if you've not quite got it at the moment. Just double check that you're on 8th fret with your first finger and 10th fret with your third finger. That would be in both of the gaps, looking at it from above, not on the dots. And if you do those first two notes first, making sure that your bend is in tune. So this is a 2 fret bend and it should sound like the same note but the same string but 2 frets above. Just double check that. And then after those first two notes, so 1, 2, we're then going to go, that's sort of one phrase on its own. So the last 5 notes, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're all quite evenly spaced. So the first 2 are on their own, and then the last 4. There is, every other time, there is a quicker bit of this. So the same riff is done, but it sounds like. This uses a flick off, but it's all the same notes. So I recommend you really get to grips with this first one, be able to do it up to the speed of the track. That one's got to be really solid. Maybe even just a little bend down on that first finger makes it sound really cool. Just there. And that's makes it sound quite bluesy. But the quicker one. So it's really just that ending that's different. And the flick off comes after the second bend. Flick off and pick. And you also don't pick there. Do the flick off and then back down. And if you can do that bend or that sequence of notes, then there's loads of things that you can do after that. A few riffs, well, most of Jimmy Page's solos all include a somewhere along the line. A lot of Angus Young stuff does too. But the main riff is Lenny Kravitz, Are You Gonna Go My Way? With the same riff an octave down but higher up. That'll be starting at the double dot with your first finger, so you can sonic. Exactly the same riff, so you may as well have a stab at that once you've got the harder bit done. But as I say, make sure the first one is really done as well. You notice I'm putting quite a bit of vibrato So moving the string up and down like that. It's not a full bend, it's just up and down like that. Always done mainly on the third finger, and that bend down on the first finger. So there you go, just to recap. It should sound something like that.